Welcome back, everyone. It's John Burkes with GuideLive.com and the Dallas Morning News. Today, I am joined by two great people from American Grit. You are. I have Richard Mallard, who's a contestant, and I have John Burk, who is a leader. So, I've got a question. Tell us about the show. For people who haven't seen it, who maybe haven't seen it, tell me a little bit about it.
Well, American Grit, the show itself, it's about, this season in particular, is about people who either lost their grit or never had their grit.
Oh.
The first season, there was more like physical trainers, ex-athletes, and things of that nature. This season, it's more everyday people, more common people. And I was a contestant, and I did, in fact, lose my grit for quite some time.
I remember that, yeah. I remember times during the show, yeah.
Several times.
You're going to see it.
Several times.
No, but he pulled through.
But so John, you're there to help people get the grit back, to retain it, right? So tell me about your role.
Well, the cadre are 4 selected military or prior military people that come in and use a military style of leadership to help enable these contestants to achieve their goals. Our job is to train them, is to mentor and lead them. It's the same fashion as if you were an NCO in the military, you know, to teach, coach, and mentor. But the difference is each of us have different backgrounds. You've got Grady, who was Green Beret Special Forces. You have Chloe and Ricky that were both Marines, and then you have myself that was Army Infantry and a drill sergeant. So we each have our own different tactic of how we choose to train our selected team members, and it's very interesting. We don't have the same styles, we don't have the same tactics, and you're going to see throughout the season how we bump heads nonstop. That, you know, Grady, he's shady. He's shady Grady, man. He's Special Forces. That's the way they work. They're very, and I respect it. I respect each of their leadership styles. But again, there is no one style fits all type of motivation that gets to some people. Some people might want the drill sergeant approach, like me screaming in your face not to give up. Some people prefer cuddles and loves and hugs. I mean, that's, yeah, no. But it's a very interesting experience. But at the end of the day, what I love about this is the fact that all the cadre, all the contestants walk away still friends. You know, this wasn't one of those things like, you know, it wasn't staged, it wasn't scripted. At the end of the day, we said, no matter what, you know, the friendship doesn't get lost for the sake of competition. We're putting these kids first, we're wanting them to succeed, but no matter what, we're doing it for their benefit. And we won't become enemies over this.
That's awesome to hear, because there's so many reality competitions right now where they pit people against each other intentionally. And on this show, I like the collegiality a lot. Richard, tell me about the application process.
Yeah, so the whole application process was unique because there's over 10,000 people applied to be on the show. Several people applied, everything was going on. They actually contacted me. I got an email. They're like, hey, we saw your videos. Thought you had a good personality. We would like to see what you're doing. And I said, wait, let me, what American Grit? I took a few seconds. I was like, what am I looking at here? But I looked at it as a turning point to get ready to do some stuff, get myself back in shape. But I got way off track here. I waffle easy. But yeah, no, the process was awesome. First, we did a couple of Skype interviews, a few phone calls. Then it went from 10,000 to 50 people. 50 people were brought to Los Angeles. We stayed at a hotel for a week, doing different screenings, psych evaluations, medical, and things of that nature. And they picked 18 people of those 50 people, and I was one of them.
Wow. 18 people. And when do the teams get chosen?
The team should get chosen on the first episode.
And the first episode, for everyone who's out there watching, is Sunday, June 11th.
Sunday, June 11th, 8 p.m. Central on Fox, yes.
On Fox. And so I'm wondering about the selection process. Are people going to have to watch it?
Yeah. As far as who gets picked for what teams, people are going to have to tune in for that very first episode at the very least. After that, they'll be in the clear, but yeah, you got to watch the first episode.
Can you tell me if it's eeny, meeny, miny, mo?
No. The process of picking, I know it wasn't easy for them. It was very nervous and nerve-wracking for us.
Right.
But I think it all worked out the only way it could have.
Okay.
I can't wait for everybody to see it. It's going to be great.
Well, you've talked a bit about they saw your videos. So both of you are pretty active on social media. Tell me about your YouTubery.
YouTuber, I like.
I've never heard that one.
Let's start using that.
Gotta go Twitter paint that.
YouTubers, yeah. Well, I know. Actually, I knew John Burk before I knew John Burk. I guess you could say I've seen some of his videos. Some of his videos went viral on YouTube, and I came across a couple of those before. So yeah, he's well established. Me myself, I've been doing YouTube since 2009, and that's my main go-to, my bread and butter. So yeah, social media, that's what it is in this day and age. It's all about YouTube.
Yeah, and look where it brought you. It brought you to American Grit,
That's
right?
what I'm saying. Yeah, everything happens for a reason. Video gets picked up here, goes viral there. Next thing you know, you're on Fox.
Right. Okay. So you made it to this show. Now, what did you learn? What did you take away from this experience?
Well, the biggest thing I think for me is traditionally throughout life, I've been a quitter to an extent. I was raised single child, spoiled. If I wanted to quit something back then, I could just quit it. But as I've gotten older, I let go of the idea of discipline. I started working from home a couple of years ago. I started letting myself go, being lazy, not doing anything. I used to play football. I used to be an active guy, so I know it was there. It was in me at one point. So, but yeah, as I've gotten older, my metabolism dropped off and all that good stuff. I just got to a dangerous weight level, and I was a little worried about myself. And I figured, hey, maybe this show can kickstart me back onto a road to recovery for as far as my health goes.
That's the beauty of the show. Everybody comes for different reasons. Some people come to address fears of past relationships. Some people come to address the inner demons they have about themselves that they have to face in regards to different fears they have in their life that they're not ready to face head on yet. And to come to Camp Grit, like we call it, and to be a part of this, it's actually very, I shouldn't say traumatizing, but it's something that's very difficult because you take all these contestants from different parts of the United States, different parts of the United States. Some of them never been away from home. And that's why I loved it, because it was like being a drill sergeant all over again. I was a drill sergeant training infantry kids for 2 years. And it's like being back in that setting again.
Yeah.
But it's a little different because, I'll get to that in a second, but you take these people that have come from different backgrounds, that have never dealt with being screamed at, they've never dealt with physical fitness, they've never dealt with having someone in their face telling them what to do. It's a challenge for them. It's a challenge for them to understand how it is to be a good leader and how it is to be a good follower. But what I took away from it was, for 13 years it was, hey, you do this. If I tell you to do this, you're going to do it because I'm giving you a direct order. Or I'm giving you a directive. That's what I want you to do as a soldier. When dealing with civilians, and women especially, I've worked with men my entire life. We're brought up in an alpha male environment to where you can scream at a kid and that kid's going to respond. But with women or with these civilians, you have to pull it back a little bit and understand and identify times where screaming won't work. It'll just cause them to shut down mentally, and you won't get through to them. So a lot of that I saw going into this was I can't be the stereotypical drill sergeant of, hey, you piece of crap, blah, blah, blah. It's like, no, there's got to be a time for it and a time to flip the switch off. So people are expecting me to go full drill sergeant the entire season. It's not the case. It's got to be in moderation to where, if I scream at you all the time, it loses its value. But if it comes at certain moments, then you understand, oh, God, he's pissed. Yeah, now he's being serious.
Well, you answered my next question for you, which was, well, what did you learn from this experience?
Oh, I learned I learned you can get attached to people that you don't want to get attached to. It was one of those this is a job. You do what you got to do to get them to the end goal, and then you walk away. And if they win, then your job is you did good.
Okay.
But it turned into, it's like, dang it, I like some of these people. So that was the hard part.
Is it fair to say though that this is like a dream gig for you?
Oh, absolutely, yeah. Oh, it was a dream gig for all of us.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, let's be real here. I mean, it wasn't the hardest job out there. There's guys out there in the heat, doing manual labor on the roads in Texas, sweating their butts off. We were out there, it was, don't get me wrong, the obstacles, they were challenging. They were tough.
Yeah.
But living conditions, we had a roof over our heads. We lived in a secured compound. Got to work with John Cena of all people. I mean, we got nothing to complain about.
Well, I was going to ask about him. He seems so engaging when I see him co-hosting the Today Show, 9 o'clock hour or something like that. But then there's that different persona that he uses in the ring. Like, what did you guys get to see of John Cena? He's hosted the show.
He got to see a lot more of them than I did, but I
Phrasing.
Yeah,
There were times.
yeah. Thank you. Yeah,
We were roommates.
yeah, they were roommates. But I was shocked. Like, you know, it's so cliche to hear, like, oh man, you know, that guy, that celebrity or whatever, he's pretty cool in person. You know, nobody wants to hear that, but that is the case with John. Like, you know, I've watched him in movies, on television for forever and everything. So I'm thinking, you know, he's hosting this show. Maybe he's just going to be a certain way. But several times off camera, talked to him, conversated. He's just a nice guy. He's like a normal, nice, huge dude. And I'm gonna say too, I expected, you know, you see TV and everything, everybody listens. I expect him to be like ginormous. Not just too ginormous crazy of his dude, but his hands. They're like, if you go to shake his hand, it's like you're shaking a baseball mitt. They're just freakishly large.
You can't see me.
Yeah, that's how he covers his face up when he does it. They're huge. But super nice guy. Very down to earth. I was pleasantly surprised, I'd say that.
Yeah. So, are either of you doing anything special for the premiere on Sunday night?
I should be. I don't know what John's got going on. I should be. Me and the wife talked about this and that and flying to New York or written out this. We decided what we're going to do is sit home with our 2 dogs and just watch it on TV. And we're just going to keep it simple. We're just going to watch it, DVR it, of course, and just kind of relax and just wait for the social media to start blowing up. I know it's going to GIFs, screenshots. I'm prepared for that. But yeah, we're just going to traditional, like we're watching anything else.
What about you, John?
Got invited to a few different things, and originally I wanted to stay at home with my fiance and just kind of relax. You know when you're getting old, when that's your option.
I swear.
I'm only 33,
but
but it's just
I
like
don't like calling it old. I just like calling it tired.
There you go. Yeah. Wisdom, mature, whatever you want to phrase it as. Yeah, you know, you're hitting that point where it's like, when we're out and party, it's like, I'd just rather relax and sit in my couch and not be hungover tomorrow. But with that being said, of course, I have a friend, Tommy Lauren, who's local in Dallas, and she's hosting a thing at the Rustic here in Dallas for me on that Sunday to watch it. So and you're invited as well if you want to come.
Awesome.
You're more than welcome to come. Yeah. We were originally going to keep it small, but Tommy wanted to do this.
So are you inviting everyone?
Yeah, it's open to anybody.
It's awesome.
Anyone and everyone that wants to come out and watch the. No, I can't answer questions. I'm not giving away. We're not giving anything away.
No
You've got to
questions.
watch.
Okay.
But the Rustic is hosting it. It's for anyone in the area that wants to come out and hang out. I have a lot of veteran friends coming. A lot of guys I served with. They're going to come out and support it. It's truly a blessing to have those kinds of friends that want to.
That's awesome.
Wish you good success instead of being those types that want to pull you down.
Oh, there's plenty of those.
Exactly. Yeah. Social media
there's
especially.
enough of those.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, so that's what we have, and you're invited as well.
Oh, well, I appreciate
I
that.
might be doing something different Sunday night.
Look
Yeah,
at
I didn't know
that. See, you didn't even know
Yeah,
it.
no, I didn't know.
So now, okay, you live in Dallas.
Yes, ma'am.
Richard, you were born in
I
Dallas.
was born here in Parkland Memorial, but
Wow.
transplanted to East Texas. and raised
Transplanted to
there.
East Texas.
Well, Chloe,
Okay.
one of the cadre, is from here as well.
She's from Dallas
Okay.
as well.
Yeah, we got a lot of Dallas neighbors.
A lot
so
of Texas
Texas.
on the
Wow,
show.
a
A lot of Texas on the show. Yep.
Texas is just like taking over reality TV. Every time I look something up, it's like, oh, there's one more person
Well,
from
we're
Dallas
an
I need to
interesting
talk to.
breed of people. We're
Yes.
real. We're not
Big
the Kardashians.
state.
I mean,
No.
we're real people here. It's
Big
kinda like-
state, big personalities.
Yeah.
Yes. I like that. You know what? I think we're going to end it right there. Thank you
Okay.
guys so much. Thank you, Richard. Thank you,
pleasure,
John,
Richard. My pleasure.
for sitting with me and talking American Grit.
Absolutely.
Thank
I
you.
appreciate it.